Donald Trump, we all know, friend of the show. Of course, he said this about Muslims. This is a new plan.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. We have no choice. We have no choice.
It's just common sense. We have no
Folks,
choice.
Hey, it's like I don't want to do this. I gotta do this. It's the fucking Muslims. Am I right?
My favorite thing is he said that in South Carolina, which I'm sure played in South Carolina. But if he said that, what's he going to say in Texas? What's he going to do to top that?
And people were saying that he did this to distract from the fact that he was losing the first time in Iowa to Ted Cruz. Also, to get people to stop asking about where's that videotape of Muslims cheering on 9/11. So he had to do something else to get people to stop talking. And I mean, it makes just as much sense as any other theory. That's why he did that. So I was watching Morning Joe Ball, and 4 hours of right-wing talking points brought to you by an ex-Republican guy who voted to impeach Bill Clinton for a blowjob. And he has guests on with a nice round table of Wall Street insiders, corporatists, and your odd plagiarists. So that's 4 hours every morning on the liberal MSNBC. And so here's Morning Joe Ball and Mika. And they played that, Donald Trump saying that, and then they said this.
The plan, moments after the plan was announced by Trump, NBC News asked some of the people attending last night's rally in South Carolina what they thought about it.
They seem very sad to be. They asked some people in South Carolina what they thought about it, and here you go. Here comes America. Look out. Here comes the people who vote for Joe's party. Here comes the people we've been saying, he appeals to these people because they don't like outsiders. Oh, is it because they don't like outsiders? Well, here's some of the people that's what they had to say.
I think it's a good idea with everything that's going on in the world right now. I mean, it sounds harsh, but reality's reality.
Reality sounds harsh, but...
Excuse me, I gotta get to my douche class. Where's my Trans Am?
Translate that into German in 1937.
Yeah.
And
it's harsh, but I'm not a Muslim, so the Constitution's optional.
They're gonna widen out the shot, and he's gonna leave on a hoverboard. I guarantee it.
So hey, it sounds harsh, but come on, let's face it. I'm white. Not gonna affect me. Let's face it. It's not gonna be harsh towards me. Let's face it. Here's another guy. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Donald Trump is now saying Muslims should not be allowed to enter this country until the U.S. figures out what's going on. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I don't want them here. Who knows what they're going to bring into this country? We're going to bombs, ISIS, what? They need to go.
So is that? I think that was English. I'm not sure. That's
vintage English.
Yeah.
Vintage.
Yeah.
That was woo. Yeah. That was come on. What they gonna bring in all this? That guy's worried about what they're bringing in America. So here comes not all Donald Trump supporters. Some of them are very articulate, right? Some of them are very well spoken. Now here comes a young lady, and what do you think about Donald Trump's bold proposal?
That's a very prudent idea, and I think that he's done due diligence when he makes that statement. We have to protect our American citizens first, and the vetting process in the whole program lacks integrity.
Wow.
Oh.
She said due diligence off the top of vetting, and what was how did she start?
That's a very prudent idea.
Prudent idea. Wow. Off the top of her head, she says that.
And I think that he's done due diligence when he makes that statement.
He's done due diligence. I mean, she's just... Donald Trump supporters are bright. Say what you want. They off the top of her head, she's speaking like she's a lawyer or something. Hey, wait a minute. So that's her talking to CNN. Let's watch, and she was talking to MSNBC. Let's hear what she said off the top of her head at MSNBC.
I think that is a very wise decision made very prudently after due diligence, and I'm very impressed with the fact that he's bold enough to come out and do. I think
So, no, not a plant by the Trump organization whatsoever. Not at all did she sound like she was reading pre-rehearsed talking points paid for by the Donald Trump organization to go talk. Go find a reporter to tell him this shit.
By the way, that's not due diligence. Due diligence would imply that somebody actually sat down and researched this and said, okay, this is the best possible solution.
Well, that's what she's
due
trying to-
diligence takes weeks. Okay.
Well, I always appreciate Robert's due diligence.
I appreciate your due diligence. So that I thought is that kind of. So that's what that was, right? She's not speaking off the top of her head. She's obviously not that smart. That was someone handed her that and told her, here, I'll give you $100 if whenever they point a camera at you, you'll say this shit.
Right. And
Because we
they said
already
you can
know-
have this blanket for free.
And you can have this blanket for free carried around on your shoulders. Hey, by the way, we know that Donald Trump paid people to cheer when he announced for president. We know that. He paid them $50 to show up and cheer. That's before he didn't know if he could get a crowd or not. And then all of a sudden it turns out racism plays well. So as soon as he started saying shit about Mexicans, remember when he used to just hate Mexicans? Remember when that was the problem? Remember when Jorge Ramos was the problem? Remember that?
I do.
Now it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's who he doesn't like anymore.
How do you hate Kareem Abdul?
I love that guy.
Doesn't like Kareem. We don't know what's going on. We got to get rid of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for a while.